Leaders and leadership are frequently used terms to describe individuals and actions that often move others to accomplish big things. Throughout history, leadership has been exhibited in many ways, from bold and charismatic personalities that inspire the passions of others to calm, quiet, and sensitive individuals who, by their example, become role models for others to follow. Facing great challenges and monumental projects like the replacement of the Brent Spence Bridge, Northern Kentucky is in tremendous need of leadership. Groups like the Northern Kentucky Chamber, the Build Our New Bridge Now Coalition, and our many individual businesses and allied organizations have been clearly making the case for why we must create action now to fix a decades-old problem before it becomes worse and causes an even greater negative impact on our citizens, businesses, and community. These are tough times to face tough issues, and someone has to be willing to address them. You may have seen recent media coverage of the unprecedented act of governmental cooperation between the governors of Kentucky and Ohio, as well as the country's top transportation official, who came together in December to pledge their commitment and support to building a new Brent Spence Bridge. What is also interesting is that the governors have been very upfront that our region cannot sit idly by, waiting and even hoping for adequate federal and state funding that will likely never arrive. In order to move forward with this project, we need help from our state lawmakers to pass legislation to permit the use of public-private partnerships, otherwise known as P3 legislation. In this case, the public is government, and private is a private sector firm, bank, or holding company that takes on the risk of financing and constructing the project. For the private party to recoup its investment, the financing can come from a variety of agreed-upon revenue streams, and that may include tolls. However, the details will not be determined until all parties convene and vet the plan. Currently, we are a long way from that decision and cannot even have that conversation until P3 legislation is passed. So, where are Northern Kentucky's legislators on this issue? Disappointingly, right now Northern Kentucky's legislators are united against the effort. The group believes that passage of P3 will assuredly lead to tolls for the bridge, and that rather than begin work in 2015 to fix a growing problem, they would rather wait for the federal government to pay for the entire infrastructure. Unfortunately, waiting on the federal government to pay for the project isn't a realistic option. Both governors have stated that if we want a bridge, we must do it ourselves and not wait on the federal government. Building the new bridge is an absolute necessity, and waiting is not an option. Northern Kentucky's and Cincinnati's business communities have attempted to take the lead on a project that they clearly see as a key component for the region's economic future. It is also a tremendous safety concern for our citizens, having the distinction of being ranked as one of the most dangerous interstate bridges in the nation. The business community's ability to lead this project to completion stops when legislators kick the can down the road. We need our state lawmakers to recognize the urgency and want this project completed as much as we do. Most importantly, we desire them to begin taking ownership in determining a realistic solution rather than just saying no to advancing the project. Simply, we look for their leadership to accomplish big things. Without it, like a patient who is unaware of slowly clogging arteries, our transportation system is facing an impending heart attack, the likes of which will cause a bypass of this community by future businesses and citizens who will avoid the congestion, the delays, and the risk to safety in our community. If you'd like to share your opinion and stories of how the Brent Spence Bridge is impacting your life, please visit blockedbythebridge.com. Right now we need to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be ready for another Business Focus. So don't go away.